Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Pittsburgh Steelers. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you enter the game as the AFC Player of the Week award winner, you expect runs like that and then some.
It was fun to watch him in the opener last week in Week 1. He was spectacular and hoping for more here in Week 2. Throwing is long. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 30 yards there. First catch of this game, a big one. Of course, he had the big performance last week when he was AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, but that was so last week, wasn't it? I mean, look at what he's doing now. I think he's trying to exceed what he did in that game and continue to ascend in this season.
Now a first down carry by Jones. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
To throw on 2nd down is Locke. Dancing to his left. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I go right at them with another momentum plan. Go quickly and attack them, because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on 3rd down.
And this will be incomplete. So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Ronald Jones, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, these guys scored touchdown after touchdown in that win a week ago. So how do they come out this week? Same way. They got that momentum going, a touchdown on the opening drive.
I think it's safe to say that they're in a groove, isn't it? I mean, a lot of times we've seen where teams have scored a ton of points the week before. The very next week struggle to score almost as if they used it all up. Not in this case. This group appears locked in.
And we're going to have to make some adjustments if you're on the other side of that football. On 1st down, Boyle. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a different story. Long night.
This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And that's incomplete. Artie Burns, former first-rounder, there to break that one up.
We talk all the time about playmakers on offense, but let's face it, there are plenty of playmakers on defense, too. I think we just saw an example of one, didn't we? Not force that incompletion.
Yeah, he's a great corner. They got a couple of them on that side of the football. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. From the gun, Boyle. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Love. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And they'll go with a ground attack here. Pretty nice, aggressive run there before being brought down just inside of the 30. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
To throw on second down. Boyle, nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
To throw on 3rd down. Boyle. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There was nothing available there for him.
Good field position to start the drive after the missed field goal. Here's 1st down from the 42. Now Rudolph. He sets to fire deep. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on his first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? It's certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and pressure advantage.
Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Rudolph looking to throw it. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
And now out comes Minnesota. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they tell their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Looking to throw on second down. Boyle. Wide open receiver complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Wide open, it's Allen, complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
They'll run it now out of the gun. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Good opening quarter for him. Remember, he had the sack earlier. Now a tackle for loss, another tackle for loss.
He's really making it tough on the play caller, though, isn't he? Because it's one thing to try and adjust when a guy's disrupting your running game. But when he's messing up your passing game as well, they may have to devote at least a second guy to him to try and keep him away from their plays.
Muscles by at the 25. And he'll find his man on the out route. That's Allen. 15 yards through the air and a first down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
First red zone chance now for the Vikings. They've got a first and goal just inside the 5. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football, and they've got it here with a first down. Operating from the gun. Boyle. Oh, it's incomplete. That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on. Instead, it's second down. Down this close to the goal line. First down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am. And you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down, that gives me that option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
Line of scrimmage. Again, the 4-yard line. Second and goal.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
They give it to him running left. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's third and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. From the gun on third down. Boyle. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line.
Third and goal, they decided to throw for it, but how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open. Left him nowhere to go with the football. Had to absorb the sack.
Carlson able to put this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, buddy, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder Are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, it's Jones. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
For those who watch the game and want to question the courage of the guys who play on the corner, how about when you see a toss sweep coming your way, yet you still go into the backfield, get past the blockers, and make the tackle? That's big league.
Here's Rudolph. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Emerson Griffin with a big-time sack on 3rd down, and it'll be a loss of 7. The Steelers send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And take it right on the 30. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Vikings will be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased if they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on it.
And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. To throw on 2nd down. Boyle. Now they go screen. It's complete. He won't go down. A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Strong running. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down. Boyle. Flush to his right. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
On that play, as you saw the route start to develop downfield, I got the sense that maybe the run would set up for him, and he took full advantage of it and got a big gain on a busted play.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Let's go. Blue 90.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, Just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. From the gun, Boyle. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Flushed out right. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run him now out of the gun. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. The tackle goes there to Linval Joseph.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Rudolph throwing on 2nd down. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him. Rudolph now to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This will be fielded at the 17. Nifty move. And now running right through it. A minute 59 to go in the first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10.
Here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Operating from the gun. Boyle. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Green 39. Green 39.
Off play action. Boyle. And a quick throw here. That's complete. A good pickup there at 22.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are able to strike for 6. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Carlson now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out. The back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete, and now second down. On 2nd and 10, Rudolph. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Vikings pick up the football. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Boyle. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Love. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
From the gun, Boyle. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. And he'll bang that one through. Carlson now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that's over the end line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Detroit! Detroit! Check, check. Lucky, lucky, lucky.
On 1st and 10, Rudolph. Now he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. Brandon Graham in there to get him for a loss of 5. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Here's Rudolph off play action. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. The Steelers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 15. The give is to Jones. Shrugs him off. No, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. To throw on 2nd down. Boyle. He's going to walk one deep left side here. That's caught inside the 20. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 56 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out. But a running game can really benefit your team right now.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Boyle. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. In the pocket, chucked it away. Flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field. Have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose it down on the grounding call. Operating from the gun. Boyle. That is caught at the 7. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence. When in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
He'll get it up the middle. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
To throw on 2nd down. Boyle feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Bud Dupree coming in hard on the blitz. He gets him down for a loss of 4. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Looking to throw. Boyle. And the pressure gets to him again.
And it appears to me that someone's defensive coordinator is jockeying for a raise. A sack on 2nd and goal, a sack on 3rd and goal. Now brings up a decision on 4th down.
The kick by Carlson is good. And that will swell the lead to 16. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off to a quick start.
Here's Rudolph now on 2nd down. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On 2nd down, here's Rudolph. Escaping the pressure right. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
They'll pitch it out to Jones. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Ronald Jones with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Steelers are able to close the gap just a bit. The offense going to stay on the field as they will line up and go for 2. Shotgun snap for Rudolph. Flush to his right. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. Anyone happy about the 3-point
kicker?
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Boyle. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. After the interception, here's Rudolph. And incomplete on the deep ball. The target there, Mac Hollins. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets them to 3rd and 3 now. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Rudolph on 3rd down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Again, it's Jones. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll fake it. Now Rudolph. And James has it. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Jesse James, his 1st touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Steelers have now made this a 1-score game. Boswell good with the extra point. And the lead is down to a field goal. Boswell on now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Back now in Pittsburgh, It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Here we go now. Green 39.
They go play action here on first down. Sliding out of the pocket. And that'll be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Back to the air on 2nd down. Boyle throwing right, and that's complete. Team there, and it moves the chains. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this fourth quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. And they'll run it here. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Back to throw. Boyle. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now they'll run it on the toss. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he finds a man on the crossing route. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Throwing on 3rd down, here's Rudolph. And that is incomplete. And not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
The Steelers send out their punter now. He's been terrific so far. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And this will be taken at the 13. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield, and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This time it's 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Boyle. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
Back to the air. Rudolph on 2nd down. Going right side here, and that's complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Out of the gun, Rudolph. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a 1st down. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Drops it to Jones in the flat. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And they try to sweep to Jones. They juked him, and he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A Steeler 1st down on the pickup of 11 yards.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
Now it's Rudolph. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. From the gun, here's Rudolph. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's James. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, nice move at midfield. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. Past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 49 yards. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for 2. Back to throw. Boyle. And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their 4th quarter lead. Carlson now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Steelers. On 1st down, it's Rudolph. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very solid gain of 27. Now Rudolph on 1st down. He's going to let it fly. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. From the red zone now, Rudolph. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looked like the Steelers were able to recover, and they will indeed hold on to the ball. Now the Steelers hustling up to the line of scrimmage. Again, it's Rudolph. Now a desperation throw deep. And this is caught down for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And the Vikings hands team able to recover, and that should just about do it. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games.